keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Very nice, I'm looking at the camera. Heading on, good, good, good. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders, welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me, and you know this by now, or at least you should. For those of you that are here for the first time, I want to welcome you as well. My name's Robert, and the name of this channel is Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle. And no, today is not bittersweet. It really isn't. I'm going to explain to you why, guys. So this is Valiant. Valiant is my 2019 Harley-Davidson CVO Street Glide. This is the first Harley-Davidson motorcycle I ever owned. And when I purchased this motorcycle, I had no idea what a CVO was. But when I saw it, I knew. As a matter of fact, this is the motorcycle I got that got me away from Indian motorcycles, because prior to this, I wanted to try something new. So I had an Indian Chieftain Limited 2018. This is a 2019. And so once I saw this bike, my Indian was just looking less and less appealing to me. Not a shot at Indian, it's just my personal preference. So love this bike, love it, love it. And it's been on my channel since I started, and I thought I would never get rid of it, but not really, because like I always tell people, the only thing in this house that's not gonna ever be replaced is Anita. That's my bride. As far as the motorcycles, they're gonna come and they're gonna go, because something else is always gonna come out that I like more. So the problem with this is, I really don't wanna get rid of this bike, guys. So yes, this video is about this bike being for sale, and I'm gonna get into all of that. But I need you to know right from the giddy up, I am not pressed to sell this motorcycle. And you know, part of me is hoping nobody wants it, because I want to keep it. But here's what's happening, and this happens often. When I walk into my garage to ride a motorcycle, I keep walking past Valiant. And that never happened before. Once I got my CVO Road Glide ST, that's the bike I get on more than other bikes now. Right, I still have Violet, that's my Limited, that's the one I ride with Anita. And of course my practice bikes, and the new bike I just got, the 25 CVO Road Glide. But it bothers me to know that when I walk past this bike, if somebody else had this bike, they would love it. They would love it, and rightfully so, and I'm gonna talk to you about why they would love it. It's a beautiful bike, yes, but I feel it going away. So let me preface this by letting you guys know, I already told you I'm not really pressed to sell this bike. With that being said, I'm gonna let you know, if I'm in the market for another bike, I'm not buying any motorcycle that is the old style. I want the newer motorcycles, 24, 25, because everything's new about that bike. The technology, everything's new about it. And this is all old technology. It's still beautiful. Like I said, I still appreciate it. But if I'm starting out fresh, I don't want this. I want something new. So keep that in mind, guys, when we talk about this bike and how much I'm selling it for. But I do know that this style is still appealing to a lot of people, including myself. Like I said, I love this bike, and in my opinion, this is the best CVO color. 2019 was the best CVO for a number of reasons. Yes, the color on the Street Glide and the Road Glide, beautiful looking bike. But also, this was the last year that the CVO was offered with lowers on it. And with those lowers, that also gave you 2 extra speakers. And so that's why this bike comes stock with 6 speakers, 2 in the fairing, 2 in the lower fairings, and 2 in the saddlebag. So it's ready to go like that. I prefer the look of a motorcycle with lowers more than without them. So everything about this bike was appealing. Okay, let me get to what I've added to this bike, guys. Now I wrote this down. I probably forgot something, but I want to make sure I get as many things as possible. First of all, how many miles on this bike? 9,645 miles. If you know me, this bike and me on the road for hours, that ain't happening. I don't do the long distance riding. I have no interest in doing that. Shout out to everybody that likes to do that, because that's a good thing. But for me, no. Even if I didn't have bad hips, it's just never something that's been appealing to me. I like comfort, so I'd much rather be in a car for hours rather than sit on a motorcycle. I know it's a different experience, but that's just me. So 9,645 miles, that's what's on this bike. The upgrades, there's a stage 3 on this engine, right? So this is a 122 now, it started as a 117. It has Tab Performance Redline Series exhaust on it. That's a full system, guys, full system. And the Tab Performance Redline Series exhaust, if you know anything about Tab Performance is known for how it sounds. It sounds beautiful. Again, subjectively, in my opinion, sounds awesome. Nothing like it, especially if you have the zombie baffle, which is what I had on this bike. But I replaced it with the Redline Series because this is brand new from Tab Performance, and it's geared more towards performance rather than sound, but it still sounds amazing. And that's what's awesome. When I had the zombie baffles on here, again, that was also a full exhaust system, Tab Performance headers, Tab Performance 50 caliber pipes with the zombie baffles, along with that stage 3 and the cam that came with it. I mean, it just sounded ridiculous. It was obnoxiously loud, but for me, that's what I like, so I loved it. So the good news is I got rid of the 50 caliber pipes, but I still have the headers. So if you decide you want the other sound, you can always switch this back because the bike will come with the headers from Tab Performance. You just have to get the slip-ons. And I have the DynoJet tuning. It's tuned into this bike for both of them. So if you like the Redline series, and that's fine, good. If you want to switch back to the other one, I already have the mapping for it in the DynoJet. That's going to come with this motorcycle as well. So that's a good thing. I've just recently added the False Prison handlebars. These are 12-inch bars. And prior to that, I had 10-inch bars. The 12-inch bars made a huge difference. More so, when I say I just added them, I just added them. So I got on the bike and I rode it, and right then I was second guessing if I really wanted to get rid of this bike because it was almost like a brand new bike to me just because of the way the bars feel. And handlebars will do that. You change the bars on the bike, it's almost like a new bike. It changes everything. So that's on here. Again, that's from Tab Performance. Those are brand new. Wilbur's suspension, front and rear. Guys, if you don't know what Wilbur's suspension is, you don't know what you're missing. It's phenomenal suspension, and it's the only suspension that is self-adjusting. I'm talking about in the rear, of course. This has front and rear, but the rear suspension on this motorcycle will self-adjust to your weight. So if you put somebody else on the bike with you, you ride about 100 feet, it's gonna level back up to where it was before they got on the bike. That's just phenomenal. I feel it all the time. It's awesome. And it's not just another person, luggage, whatever you're doing, boom, you're covered with this suspension. I have a Saddleman Dominator seat on here. This is a low profile seat. It also has a backrest. It's got a Clockworks windshield with the flare, right? Not only does it look nice, it's definitely effective as far as diverting wind out of your face. Of course, that's gonna depend on how tall you are. And believe it or not, CVO Street Glides, even to this date, they don't come with saddlebag guards. So I added saddlebag guards, but on top of that, you're also gonna get motorcycle drop guards on this motorcycle. And if you're not familiar with what motorcycle drop guards are, it's added protection to the motorcycle. So you're gonna have guards on the engine guards, you're gonna have motorcycle drop guards on the saddlebag guards, and you're gonna have a primary guard, which is very important because I'm worried about scratching that more than I am about the actual crash protection on the motorcycle. And then the last thing I'm gonna talk to you guys about is the lights on this motorcycle. Everything's custom dynamics, everything is beautiful. So let's go down the list. Headlight, an adaptive headlight. Turn signals, front and rear. And the front signals are running lights as well, so they're amber when they're using the turn signals, and then they go white. The tail lights that came on this bike, I replaced those with Custom Dynamics tail lights. I still have the originals, just in case you like those and you don't like these. But that's been replaced as well. The thin sequential saddlebag lights that are on the back, and they're smoked. Saddlebag latch lights, those are the lights that are on the side of the saddlebag. And again, those are signal lights as well. That's very, very important. Lighting on the side of the motorcycle, period, is important. I also have the fork lights for that same reason. Those are turn signals as well. Motorcycles don't have any light on the side, so if you can have that, that's great. And they're also brake lights as well. I have the magic strobe on this motorcycle as well, so when I hit the brakes, everything in the back is strobing. The more you can be seen, the better. Moving on to the front, guys, let me tell you something. You see this motorcycle from the front, I have people on the highway at night moving out of my way because I don't know if they think this is a police motorcycle or what, but it's super, super bright. I have the trim lights that are on the bottom of the windshield, and then also I have lights in the vents. And these lights are also turn signals. So the front of this bike is all lit up. And if you move down toward the bottom of the bike, lower fairing lights as well. So Custom Dynamics lights all around the bike. And then if we want to get inside the bike, Custom Dynamics underglow lights. And again, I know this is subjective, but I think this bike looks phenomenal at night, just phenomenal. It's classy. It looks good, but it's functional, right? It makes you safer because they can't say they couldn't see you. Let me just say that. And I think that's all of the lights. Yes, that's all of the lights. Now I'm gonna tell you what else this bike is gonna come with, guys. A little bit of extra stuff. It's a CVO, so it comes with a CVO cover. It's still in the bag, guys. I bought this bike in 2019. It's still in the bag. Every CVO that I bought, they're still in the bag because I don't use motorcycle covers because, you know, if I go anywhere and it's far and I'm going to be spending the night, it's going to be in a trailer. So it's the reason why my bikes are in pristine condition. I take care of them, but also they're not really subjected to a lot of elements and stuff like that. CVO travel bags, those come with these motorcycles as well. They fit inside the saddlebags, and if you want to put stuff in them when you get where you're going, you can just take the whole bag out and move about your day. This bike is also going to come with a King tour pack, right? With all of the hardware, the pads, everything you need, it's coming with it. Of course, it's color matched, and of course, it's from Harley-Davidson. It's not a knockoff or anything like that. And I'm going to be throwing in an engine guard foot peg mounting kit, and that's for the highway pegs. Kahuna Collection is what this bike comes with. I didn't get Kahuna Collection highway pegs on this bike. I don't know why I have them on all the other ones, but I do have the mounting kit. So if you want to get them, that's one less thing you have to get. All right, guys, so that's pretty much everything about the bikes. Let's talk about pricing. Now, I've done this before, and I'm going to do it again. If you are not subscribed to my channel, and I'm not talking about you just subscribed because of this, because I'm going to check to see how long you've been a subscriber. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you can have this bike, everything I talked about that comes with it, $29,000 US currency. If you don't want the tour pack, $28,000. So the tour pack's going to be $1,000. And if you know how much that tour pack costs with everything that comes along with it, you'll understand that's a great deal. If you are subscribed to my channel, in other words, if you're a preloader, $28,000 for this bike. Without the tour pack, $27,000. And lastly, if you are a V.I.Preloader, $27,000 gets you this bike. Without the tour pack, $26,000. That's it, guys. I'm not haggling with anybody because, again, like I said, I'm really hoping nobody wants it. Because if nobody wants it, great, I get to keep it. And the good thing about that is if I want to ride it, I can ride it. Plus, I have events and sometimes I have people that come down. I'm always going to have bikes for my friends. Well, let me not just say my friends. They got to be V.I.Preloaders, and they have to at least rate themselves a 7.5 or an 8 for me to trust them riding my motorcycle. Right? That's not exactly true, but for the most part it is. So just keep that in mind, guys. I'm not interested in haggling. Of course, everything's negotiable, so I'm not saying I won't, but I'm really not interested. You know, because if somebody really wants it, here it is. Come get it. Let's go for a ride. I want you to hear it. I want you to feel it. And I want somebody to own this bike that's actually going to ride it, right? Because right now it's in the number 4 spot in my garage, number 5 spot. And it's pretty much where it stays. All right, every now and then I'll ride it around, but I want this bike to be in somebody's house and they go out and they ride it and they appreciate everything I've done to it. Now, of course, guys, I am going to tell you a couple of things. I took off the passenger pegs because, as you can see, this is a solo seat. All right, nobody rides on this bike except me. I still have the passenger pegs, but they're not on the bike. But you are going to need a screw because one of them broke off. Like the screw broke. So it's going to need another screw for that. And of course, under the footboards, it's going to be some scraping because it's my motorcycle. Any motorcycle you get from me, expect to see some scraping on the underside of the footboards. That's not a big deal at all. You're never going to see it, but I'm letting you know it's there. All right, guys? All right, listen, so if you're interested, send me an email. You know, don't do it in the comment section. Just send me an email. Let me know if you're interested, and we can go from there. All right? And the email address is on the upper right-hand corner of the screen. And that's it, guys. That's all I got for you. Valiant she's been great to me. No issues at all. And I'm sure that somebody's going to really, really appreciate it. And if not, I'm more than happy to keep her here. Yeah, I'm running out of space in the garage, so that's the main reason that's what actually pushed me to do this, because in my mind, I was like, I'm not getting rid of this bike. And every time I look at it, I can't look at it too long because I just love the way this bike looks, right? I love the way it looks. I love the way the fairing looks. I love the differences in the color, like the front fender is gray, the lowers are gray, and then you start getting into the blue and the red accents. I just love the way it looks with the solo seat and exposing that rear fender. And my Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle seat screw. It's just a great looking bike. It sounds good. It feels good. And that's it, guys. All right, guys? All right. Love you guys. Spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. Please, if you're going to buy this bike, guys, and you pull it away from my house, don't duck walk this bike. It'll be the first time it's been duck walked since I've owned it. That's probably not true, but never by me. All right, guys, I love you. Until next time. All right, guys, I'm going to pull this back into the garage, and never know. The next time it comes out of the garage, it might be going into somebody else's. Woo! Oh, my God. And remember, sound is the second priority on the Redline series from Tire Performance. Second, and it sounds amazing. But you don't get that loud sound all of the time. Only pop that throttle. Woo! She feels good. Smooth stop.